Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Think Wrestling. My name's Tom. I'm joined by my friend Mickey Ali. I did that really quickly because I want to talk about pro wrestling.
You don't have any friends, Tom.
I know. I am lonely. I live my life alone. That's Parrot up there, by the way, who you can't actually see because he's out of frame. Is he still there?
No, you don't.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so this is my wrestling review for Pro Wrestling Subjective. Now, I know what I normally do is I normally go back and then upload this like the week after and do really sort of downtoned, like step-by-step review of them. But I couldn't do that this time simply because of the final scene in the show, which happened, and then I just thought, you know what, I need to talk about that right fucking now. So, Jesse Jones returned, basically. Long story short of that. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, Jesse Jones was the first ever Pro Wrestling Subjective champion. And right, now here's the key thing about he never officially lost the belt. He had to forfeit it as a result of an injury. Otherwise, I apologise, my voice is killing me because I've never screamed hard in my life. So I'm a bit hoarse right now. So if I sound a bit odd, then forgive me, but it's because I am like dying. My voice, hi Parrot, that's Parrot. Yeah, so my voice is quite sore. But anyway, so those of you who don't know, Jesse Jones never actually got beat for the title. He basically what happened is, the short story is he was forced to relinquish it due to a illness. So he never actually lost so officially he lost it, but he was never pinned for it, which is why it makes it all more interesting. So Mickey Ali, so I'll just call you Mickey, not call you your full name. Mickey, right. What's been your take on this exactly? Because this is what second, third show here, is it?
No, I started coming to this when I was at Rowley Riot.
Yeah.
Then Ruckus and Rowley.
Oh yeah.
Then I had to miss Tonight We Fight. Then I came to what was it called?
Boy Hooker Boy Clutch.
That's the one. And then just now, but regarding the whole Jesse thing,
yeah,
I haven't seen an action, but good God,
that's because, right, and this is what I think was really cleverly done, is because Steve and Jesse kept this under wraps really, really well. Like normally what happens is when someone when someone gets cleared to return to the ring, they post it all over social media and everyone's expecting it, and that's all great. But the fact this was unannounced meant the pop it got was absolutely colossal.
I've never ever heard a pop. We've never ever heard a pop
right.
That huge.
In my time of attending independent shows, right, I've never won, right, and that includes Fight Club Pro, Southside, Kamikaze, proper sellout venues, like warehouse full of people. I've never heard a pop like that in my entire fucking life. And this, right, the venue here is much smaller, so there was a very good turnout for this show. But even for that, it's just the pop was colossal. And in fact, we could see Mrs. Valentina. I'm not going to say names. Not sure if she wants her name public, but
yeah.
we could see Steve Valentino's mom in the background, and she was. I don't think she knew what was going on, and normally she's just as in on what's going to happen as everyone else who's working on the show. She was just as in the dark, and she was there. She was in shock, wasn't she?
Indeed, I've never ever seen her in that state of emotion. I was feeling the exact same as her.
I mean, I think everyone must, to be honest. I mean, that was one of the times where I didn't actually know how to react to that. I was just there, sat thinking, what? Basically, because it's one of those. It's one of the, like, again, they kept this so quiet. Like, no one knew that they were, that no one knew that Jesse Jones had even been cleared to return, let alone that he would even be considered. In fact, when I first saw him say that he was retiring due to illness, right, I thought that meant he was retiring full stop. I didn't think he would be, because the way it sounded is that he decided that his time in this was up, so he was just going to retire and just enjoy it as a fan. So that's what I was expecting. So the pop he got was absolutely massive. I mean, we can literally sit here and say it was colossal, but you won't know unless you were there. If you're watching this and you were there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you weren't there, then alright, let's put it this way. Alright, take any independent show you've been to and just imagine every single person in that building screaming at the top of their voice, and it was basically that. Times 5, essentially.
Yeah, times 5.
Essentially. Anyway, we can't only focus on Jesse Jones and Steve Valentino, because there obviously were other matches in this. Now, so we'll go in chronological order, starting from the first one. Now, actually, I will briefly apologise, because I was interviewing Magic Myers during the second half, which meant I missed Eliza Rue versus Athena Fury, and what was it?
The judge against the jury against Liam Roberts and Young Lion.
Young Lion, yeah. And then there was one more that I missed as well, wasn't there? Or was that
there was just those two.
Okay, so those two matches are what my friend Mickey will have to fill you in on, because I obviously wasn't there.
Yeah.
But the first, I am just gonna fly through you, because there's not a whole lot that I can say. At this point, you're watching this, you know exactly how well I regard pro wrestling's, subjective. So all matches on the card, very, very solid wrestling wise. The storytelling was absolutely great. Jack and Phil Ball really impressed me in there, because this is my first time seeing them in their solo appearances. So what actually do you make of that?
Oh, well, the first match was with Phil Ball. He
Yeah.
was against the debuting Kieran Young.
Yeah.
It was a bit of, the usual stuff that you hear from Phil, but I gotta say, it was really interesting to see what he would do in the ring. Same for Jack as well.
Yeah.
Because you mostly see them as Steve Valentino's party crew.
The Cannonball Boys.
Indeed.
Or the Ball Boys, as they are known.
What?
The Ball Boys.
The Ball Boys.
That is literally, in the interview that I did with them, they said to me, quote, so someone came up to them, spoilers for the interview, so someone came up to them and because their real names are Jack and Phil Ball, so someone just said, "Oh, you're the Ball Boys." I said, "Oh, that could be a good name." and they just ran with it. So fair play to them. But yeah, you were saying,
yeah. But yeah, with Phil's match against Kieran Young, he really did go all out on his own.
Yeah,
and he did pick up a win. For Jack, he was against Nathan Burns.
Nathan Byrne, the Irish Pro Wrestling something.
Pro Wrestling Ulster.
Pro Wrestling Ultra, I think it was.
Ulster,
okay. Champion. So, and that was also the first time the Pro Wrestling Ulster Championship had been defended. There's a big clacky thing coming this way. Nope, never mind. That will show up on the audio spikes on the audio, so I apologise for that. Not a whole lot I can do about that. Yeah, but that was the first time the Pro Wrestling Ulster Championship had been defended on English soil. So even though Jack lost that, was it Jack? Yeah. Even though Jack lost, to be the first person to challenge for that, to be essentially the first English person to challenge that title, it's quite an honour itself, isn't it?
Indeed, it was.
And I mean, right, I was so impressed as to how they worked as solo workers, because I've only ever seen them as Cannonball Boys against the Judge and Alexander Hyde and the usual suspects Corey Johnson and Nathan Lewis. So that was my first time seeing them working solo matches.
When did they face off against the usual suspects?
Oh, that was in their debut here. That was not by hook or by crook. That was
Tonight We Fight.
Tonight We Fight. That might be it. Yeah,
I wasn't there.
I think it was for tonight we fight.
It was Tonight We Fight. I think I remember.
Yeah, and that was when they took and scored a major upset, as I said before my interview for that, by beating the usual suspects. So this is my first time seeing them in the singles competition. So I was very impressed, and I'm taking it you as well.
Indeed, I really was.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that I know them, aside from their wrestling career, because funny or not, they actually can't go to the same college as me.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Walsall College.
Oh okay. Yeah.
But yeah. And the fact that see them most of the time in everyday life.
Yeah.
It's just fun seeing them.
Yeah, I mean, I always think that when you see people at their wrestling events who you see outside the show as well, it makes it that much more enjoyable, especially if the player playing a heel, because then you can relate into them. And this has happened numerous times with me and Lana when she's been playing a heel, because we know each other quite well, and I'll relay into it, and the band we have is just brilliant. So it's always better when you know the person outside of it, especially if they're playing a heel, because like you said, you can relay into them. So that's absolutely
definitely
class. I mean, Jack, like I said, it was unfortunate to not pick up the win, but Phil, on the other hand, did. So Phil did pick up the win against Kieran Young. So the Cannonboys now, as you said earlier, 1.5 in their streak, because they beat Nathan Lewis and Corey Johnson, the usual suspects.
But they lost against the jury at last month's the last show.
Yeah, and then Jack lost his match, but Phil won his. So technically, they're 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
Basically, they're 1.5. So that's a pretty unusual thing to have. But yeah, so they impressed very much in their solo debuts. Well, not solo debuts, but here and when their solo debuts for PWS.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So the next match, what was the next match? Don't tell me. I'm going to have to remember this. So it was so first match was Kieran Young and Jack Ball. No, Phil Ball.
Then it was
Dominica and Hayley Louise.
Yes.
Which was, I mean, to be fair, I think we both knew that was going to be a bit of squash match.
Yeah, we did.
I think the story they're telling with Rip kayfabe, by the way, with this. I think the story they're telling with Dominica is they're building her up to be this really dominant figure in PWS, to be someone who we're not sure. But basically, they're building her up to be someone who we think can Charlie Evans actually beat her, basically. It's a long story of this. So, they are having her win a load of squash matches. And to be fair, Hayley Louise impressed a lot.
She did. She was really impressive.
I mean, she's still very green. She's a trainee with, I think it's Runcorn Wrestling Academy in Swint. Okay, I can't remember where it is, but I do know she's training with RWA. So this may have been her first major appearance outside of RWA, which I think it would have been. So I don't think neither of us were expecting anything to. Well, I say that I don't think any of us had. I don't think either of us had heard of her before this, had we? So we were going this with open minds, I'll say. You know, that's how. If there's a wrestler that I've not seen before, then I'm going to open mind. You know, I don't. I mean, obviously, unless they are against Millie, which I'll be booing them religiously. But for the most part, if it's someone that I've not seen before, then I'll be open-minded with them. And she really impressed me. I mean, what were your thoughts on that match exactly?
With Hayley and Dominica?
Well,
what you said was Hayley was really impressive.
Yeah.
Even though the match was a squash match.
Yeah, and bear in mind how green she is in the ring. You know, she's only been training for, I guess maybe a year at most. I mean, I'll say this, I don't know her personally. You know, I've never seen her before now, so this is just a complete guess. But going off her age, more than anything, I'd guess that she's been training for maybe a year at most. So isn't going to be much experience. But taking that into account, she put up a fight against Dominica, didn't she?
Indeed. I mean, last month we saw her face off against Nightshade.
Yeah,
and we know how much of a heavy hitter Nightshade can be.
Yeah, I say that was two heavy hitters coming together really. So I think it was again Dominica who did pick up the win again, adding to the storyline of them. Did. You know, of Dominica bulldozing through pro wrestling trajectories of the females division, but it would be a lie to say she's had an easy match every single time, wouldn't it? Because even Hayley Louise, as green as she is, impressed a lot. And I hope that won't be the last time we'll see her here. I hope that maybe that's how I'll see her. What you're thinking on that?
I do have to agree with what you said. I hope it ain't the last time we do see Hayley. Because the only Pro Wrestling Subjective is the only time I can go out and see my wrestling events because of the stuff that I do when I'm not as a wrestling fan.
Yeah. Mate, I go to everyone that I can afford, and I have to, as I have to with these interviews that I'm doing.
I know. But I agree with what you say. I really hope this ain't the last time we do see Hayley.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
And as for Dominica and everything, you have to you can't forget she was bringing a message to Charlie Evans.
Of course, yeah. After the match, she had a very clear message for Charlie Evans, and I quote, "I am coming for you. You will not be holding on that belt for long," or something like that line. That was more of a paraphrasing than anything, but it was along those lines of, basically, Charlie Evans, you better watch out, I'm coming for that title. So it'll definitely make for some interesting future events, won't it?
And then after the match, she decided to attack her again, only for a certain goddess to come flying into the ring.
Yes, which is the first time we'd seen her since she lost the
belt.
I was going to go into to say vital, a cross between belt and title. That was me thinking title. I could say belt and vital. Anyway, that was the first time seeing Athena Fury since she lost the title to Charlie Evans after the by hook was
Tonight fight.
Tommy fight, yeah. So that was the first time.
That was the last time that you saw her, but the last time I saw her was back at Ruckus and Rowley when she defeated Zaya Brookside.
Oh yeah. And after she lost to Charlie Evans, she did make a very clear message that she only ever did what she did because she wanted to be the best, and she wanted to give the pro wrestling collective crowd a champion they could be proud of. Admittedly, one of the best tactics used by clocking someone over the head with the helmet. But that the belt, yeah. But that aside, she did redeem herself by coming back to make the save. For Hayley Louise against Dominica, and I think going forward it'll be quite interesting to see because there is obviously going to be a storyline between Dominica and Charlie Evans. That's obvious.
Yeah, indeed.
And now that Athena's returned, it's going to be more interesting because she'll want her rematch, won't she?
Ooh, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. It may even go into a triple threat, which would be quite something.
That would be a cool match.
Charlie Evans, Dominator, and Athena for the PWS Women's Championship. Steve Valentino, book it.
Hope you're hearing this, Steve.
Yeah. Steve, book the match.
I don't think you heard it.
And you know what? The one thing that I've noticed through the time attending PWS, which I've been attending now for quite a few months. Like obviously, I was there back when they were still doing shows at the Station Hotel in a Dudley, and what I've noticed, particularly about their female division, is how much it's expanding because on those shows at Station Hotel, the females on the card were mainly Shax, Millie McKenzie, Nightshade, Athena, Shauna Shea, and occasionally Barbie Rogue. And those are the 6 main females. So they really are expanding their horizons now, especially by bringing in Charlie Evans, who is the champion obviously now, by Brookside and Eliza Rue. So what exactly are you making about this expansion of their females division?
Yeah, I do agree with what you say. Because even though I've only been to like a couple of shows, I do agree with what you say because I have seen, like Millie McKenzie square up against Athena. Yeah. And my tongue stops working. And
mine does it all the fucking time. the amount of times on this channel that I'm talking and I go there. I meant to say this. You wouldn't believe it, mate. I talk too fast. People tell me that, but I can't slow down because I just talk fast naturally.
But yeah, what I said. But yeah, with the female wrestlers I've seen here so far, like Millie McKenzie, Athena, Nightshade, Zaya, Charlie, and Hayley and everything. Yeah. I have to agree with you saying the women's division is expanding.
Yeah, and I think it's for the best because women's wrestling it's become much more respected as well, isn't it? And obviously I can't speak for you, but for me personally now, going to shows, sometimes I enjoy seeing the women more than the men, and all the time, it's let's say that every single show that I've been to, I have been there looking forward more than anything to the women's matches because of how much more respect they get, and because of how much more trust players are putting into the females now, because they know they can go for ages and ages and being on 5-hour matches. So
definitely. So
the fact that PWS's women's division is expanding this much does give me a lot of hope. In fact, I'm going to ask you, because they are obviously expanding their women's division. Is there any female wrestler that you'd like to see come into pro wrestling collectively who hasn't yet?
Oh, I was actually speaking about this to Hayley.
Oh yeah,
right. There's a couple of female wrestlers I do want to see come here.
Yeah.
But one of them, and the one I really don't want to see, it has to be someone who I believe you met, Seshamoff Martina.
Oh yes,
that would be
a Sesh.
Indeed.
Oh, I'm very, very familiar with Seshamoff Martina.
That would be so fun.
The thing is, though, and I don't mean any disrespect of this, right? I love Hilda, but she's absolutely brilliant.
Indeed.
She's so nice outside the ring, and her character is just brilliant anyway, isn't it? But the thing is, this is a kids' show. That's what I got to bear in mind, and she isn't. I mean, she has got the I think it's the Kaza G character.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do that anywhere near as often as she used to anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it it would be great if they
it definitely would. But
I wouldn't put money on it because
Yeah.
I just don't think these shows suit her personality very well, do they? I think that if she was allowed to express herself and the kids here understood that, great. But that's just the issue, kids.
Yeah.
You know? She's got a very much more sort of adult based gimmick, hasn't she? So I think it would be quite so I mean, for me, we absolutely love it. We think it's great, beer and all that sort of thing. But for kids, not quite sure.
Yeah. But aside from Martina, I think another wrestler I would want to see. I'm gonna go on a limb here. Kanji?
That's a pretty good shout, yeah.
It's the first one that pops into my head that I do think of because most of the time I tend to watch Defiant.
Yeah.
And at the time she was the current Defiant Women's Champion, but she had to vacate it due to injury.
Oh yeah.
But she's an interesting one.
No, I'm gonna say now two people that I love to come here, Jessica Light and Alexis Falcon, and the power couple. So the four people there. Sorry.
Pardon?
Pardon me. So the four people there. So go off your thing. Yeah, I love to see Jessica Light, Alexis Falcon, and the Power Couple come in because I know how.
I know how much you do like the Power Couple.
Oh yeah, so
you had 1, 2, 3 interviews.
More than that.
One of them as a double, and another two.
Alright, I've done 2 double interviews, 2 with Natalie, 2 with Natalie, there you are, 2 with Dan, and now because of the interviews that I did at Wrestleland being taken down for reasons that I won't go into, Dan has said that when we find the time he will do a bonus part 3 with me, so then that'll be part 3 with Dan, and because I like to keep things even, that'll be again a part 3 with Natalie, and then and obviously I will be looking to essentially wrap up the mini series with them by doing a final conclusion with them both plus Charlie Bennett, who is Dan's biggest fan. So that'll be 9 interviews in total, hopefully, with the Power Couple.
Oh my god.
I ain't quite good. Anyway, I'm getting a bit off topic there. So then the main event. Now, we won't ramble on here for too long.
You mean the half main event?
Yeah, the first half main event. Yeah, this was Magic Mike versus Steve Valentino. Steve's first appearance. I'll say that since he lost the belt. I mean, this is the first show they've had since he lost the belt, so it's not like he missed out on anything.
Nah.
Steve won. What did you make of that match? Because I thought it was so entertaining, wasn't it? The entrance was brilliant.
Steve actually did a secondary entrance.
He made Steve Valentino. He made his entrance twice, and Magic Myers, being the absolute boss that he is, he sat down in the car going, "Go on, Steve." He probably got into it, and I was talking, and in the interview that I did during the 2 matches in the second half, which obviously why I missed him with Magic Myers, and I asked him, why he decided to do that, and what he said is the roles are clear. Steve's the babyface, I'm the heel, so why don't we have literally everyone, including me, cheering the babyface, and then me just going and crapping all over that. I mean, obviously he said it much better than I did.
Yeah.
So you'll have to wait for that, to get a more in-depth reason why I did that. But that was essentially it, and I thought that was absolutely brilliant.
It definitely was. Words cannot describe how insanely funny that was.
That was one of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I mean, to be fair, the crowd loved it. I mean, okay, I've never been physically exhausted from an entrance in my entire life. I've never been physically exhausted from sitting through an entrance theme. But I was sat there panting because of, oh god. it was just such a, it was, right, and what guys, bear in mind, right, Steve is really, he's a really energetic person.
He's like he's like Pro Wrestling Subjective's version of John Cena. There's no one who can get a better crowd than him.
Only people don't boo him.
Yeah.
Do I remember that? He's like to see that only people actually like, Steve Valentino. Well, I say that I am a fan of Cena. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I think he's a humble, down-to-earth guy. So it's just because I don't like the way he's booked. I like Cena. I don't like the way he's booked. Anyway, off to there.
Yes.
Steve Valentino.
Yes.
That was mental.
Yeah, it was.
That was just beyond ridiculous. I mean, but what did you, my voice put there? What did you make of that? My feeling put there. What did you make of the actual match itself between Magic Myers and Steve Valentino? Because I thought it was, storytelling wise,
yeah,
it was really, really good. And I was actually speaking to Isaac Chi. There we are. And I was actually speaking to Magic Myers after the match, and he said, I'll say this, I'm not going to say that because I'm spoiling the interview now, basically. I'm basically the same way I said the interview, so I won't say anymore. If you want to, he said you can watch that when it's out. But what did you make of that match?
I mean, after, the whole humorous antics that happened,
yeah,
the match itself was actually alright.
The match itself was really, really good. I mean, the storytelling of the match was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And
I mean, for those of you who don't know, last month at By Hook or By Crutch, last show, I said month.
It was actually the last month. Yeah. The last show was in February. I think it was around the 4th of February, I think. Am I thinking of? It was either... yeah.
Anyway, what happened at By Hook or By Crutch after Steve lost the title? Myers came in clapping sarcastically, and they said they'd face off next show.
Yeah.
And then Myers said, "Ed, when I beat you, you'll believe in magic." So I was expecting, Myers to probably maybe keep his promise or not. But for Steve, he has had, before the night, he had 2 losses. One from Elite Jordan Experience at Tonight We Fight.
Yeah.
And obviously TJ at By Hook or By Crutch.
And as PWS posted on their Facebook page, Steve has never lost 3 matches in a row. And a streak which he didn't luckily expand on tonight, but by did beating Magic Myers. That was the. I'll say overall that was a really solid way to close the first half, wasn't it? I thoroughly enjoyed the match a lot.
Definitely.
In fact, what? I do want to actually go back to Jack Ball and Nathan Bryan because of the girl sitting there next to me. Oh my god. I can only guess that she is either good friends or dating Nathan Bryan.
I spoke to her. Good friends.
Okay, yeah, because God, he
was giving her kisses and everything. It's as if she was like a goddess, coming to.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, that's what I love seeing. Is when people take their friendships outside and bring them into wrestling. It makes it so much more entertaining. Because I think if someone that I'm really good friends with is playing a heel on a show, and now I will clarify. I never expect any special treatment from wrestlers. I think that's extremely pretentious on me to think that I'm better than anyone. But I do hope that they'll give me at least a bit of banter to work with, that sort of thing, And they won that really, really well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
But especially as Nathan literally threw Jack Ball on top of her. Literally threw.
Yeah, she did. I'm like, oh my.
Literally. She's here. Jack Ball is literally just sat on top of her getting chopped. I mean, that's what it was, basically, wasn't it? It was absolutely mental. Anyway, we've gone back. We're meant to be going forward. So Magic Myers, Valentino, main event of the first half. Now, as I said, I was doing an interview with Magic Myers in the 2 matches. The Jury versus a White Lion. No,
Young Lion,
and Lee Roberts and
Athena
versus Eliza Rue. Yeah. So I wasn't there for those matches. So Mickey, take it away. What were those matches like?
Well, while you was busy with your interview with Myers, which will be coming soon, the
Well,
first
2 weeks from now.
whatever. Anyway,
Go on.
the first match that was at the second break was what you said, the Jury against Young Lion and Roberts.
White Line, no Young Line, sorry.
Young Lion.
Go on.
This was part of the T4, the tag team
of course,
championship title tournament. I was expecting, Roberts and Lion to pick up a win, like an upset win or something, because I've never seen Young Lion before, but I have seen Liam before.
Yeah.
In fact, last month he actually beat Nathan by submission.
Oh yeah.
But with the Jury, they've got that air of domination around them.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of a couple of funny moments, like when the Jury, when Hyde was like teetering after being unconscious.
Yeah.
He actually like fell and his head like landed in the judge's private area.
I'm hoping that was planned. I don't think it was though.
I don't think it was. And afterwards, Hyde said, "God, what was that smell?" I was laughing my head off.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
But not focusing on that. After the match, which the Jury won, obviously, they said advancing through the tournament and to be your future tag team champs, the Jury. They surprisingly didn't attack Lion and Roberts after what they did to the Cannibal Boys last month.
Uncharacteristic, at least, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is a bit...
I mean, although I said that, it makes for a nice change because it happens so often after a match where whether they win or they lose, they attack the babyface, don't they?
Yeah.
And I mean, in some cases that works really well. But I think it gets to the point where it gets so overused that you think, oh, just another heel attacking the babyface. We know progression to the storyline whatsoever. So I think the fact they didn't do that, it's, I won't say character development, but it plays into them well. Them wanting to be the best, and but not wanting to be too iffy with the rules, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and when you was running back to Jack and Nathan's match, I'm gonna wind back to Philip and Kieran's match.
Yeah,
because after the match, Kieran was livid.
He was fuming.
He was just...
That was a tense... In fact, you said it perfectly. Rage quit.
It was a rage
He was
quit.
kicking the ring, he was hitting the turnbuckle, he was hitting the ropes, he was kicking the ropes, he was pushing people, he was furious, and it was hilarious, to be honest with you.
I was like... Dude,
it was the epitome of a 5-year-old temper tantrum, and it was hilarious. I mean, it fitted in with his character well, but and of course he then came out in the aftermath. But we will talk about that
when we get to it.
When we get to the
anyways, forwarding onwards. Obviously, Jury won, like I said.
Yeah.
The next match afterwards was Eliza against Athena.
Yeah, Athena's first match since losing the championship, I should point out.
Yes. That was your last time seeing her, but last time I saw her was again against Zaya.
Yeah.
I was, I did, have some respect for Athena because she did lose the title, so I was giving some respect to her.
Yeah. I think after she lost, she made it very clear that she simply wanted to be a champion that people could be proud of. So I think for that respect, she did earn a lot of respect back that she'd lost through her questionable victories, retaining.
Either using the helmet or the belt.
Yeah, so I think in that post-match promo where she essentially turned face, I think she did redeem back a lot of the respect that she previously lost, didn't she?
But yeah, the actual match itself was pretty fun. I mean, one part of the match, Athena was saying, "I've been here longer than you."
Yeah.
And then afterwards, Eliza was about to attack her and saying, "Afterwards, you're going to be long gone." So that actually fueled the fire for Athena. Right? And I was like...
I mean, that's not the best wordplay that I've ever heard in my life, but you know what, we'll gloss over that.
Anyways, but yeah, after the match itself, you'd think that Dominica would actually come out and do the same what she did and what Athena did to her.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, she didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a bit of a shocker. But probably because she already gave a messe.
Yeah, I would say
Athena saved Hayley.
I think that would have just seemed a bit empty in itself, Yeah. I think if Dominica had come out at that point, that would have made her last message a bit redundant, wouldn't it? You know, because at that point when she came out before, she made her point. She said what she wanted to say, and that was it. You know, she made her point clearly. So I think it would have been a bit sort of, well, why is she out here again? You know, I mean, Athena. Bear in mind, right? Athena isn't the champion. So what would Dominica be proving by beating her down? You know, she made a statement against Hayley Louise. So wasn't much more that she could have really done to make a statement, because I think
she did make a statement against Nightshade as well.
She did, but that was on the last show.
Yeah.
In this show, in this show, she made a clear statement against Hayley Louise. She sent a clear message to Charlie Evans, the
Pro Wrestling Subjective Women's Champion.
Yep. And then Athena came out, did a bit of damage, but not a whole lot, in all honesty. And then, again, Dominica, sent another message to Charlie. So I think it was all done in that little bit. So I think for her to come out again, it would have been a bit sort of, well, she already did this, why is she doing it again, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. So I think they played that well, but that was the penultimate match. The main event.
And then you came in.
Then I came in.
And now we're at the
fucking
minute.
hell.
Jeez.
The main event. What was your take on that?
Well, it was Thomas James Sky, the newly crowned champ, against Martin Kirby, who was a special guest at the time, who the actual show was named after.
Yeah.
Kirby's Wrestleland.
Who you thought it was like Wasteland, but I corrected you on that.
I thought it was.
To be fair, it's an easy mistake to make. They're the same word, so
yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. They look essentially the same words, don't they? So
yeah. But yeah. During the match, Martin was his usual comedic self.
Martin's brilliant.
I mean, he was saying to the ref that Thomas was pulling his hair.
Pulling my hair, and they're just going, but it's bald. And we're going, look, can't you see? It's clearly got hair. Are you bald? Bald? Are you blind? God's sake, Tom, use English. So I mean, that was the thing. In terms of storyline, one of the best work matches that I'd ever seen, because Martin played the comedic role really well, but he got serious when it needed to be, and I think that's what made it such a good match. Is there the comedic value of that, but then there was the really hard hitting sort of thing, which right now we both know, right now whether he's a heel or face, whatever, we both know how good TJ Sky is and how good Martin Kirby is. So we knew that was going to be a fantastic match for tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, the match didn't go out very clean because of certain...
Well, you see, that's always going to be the case. Is what I noticed is a recurring theme with PWS and with Pro Wrestling Subjective and heel champions. The matches very rarely end cleanly. And when they do end cleanly, they lose the belts, you know. So I think it was pretty obvious. But you know what?
Let's just talk about it anyways.
It made up, it made sense though.
Yeah,
because of the aftermath of that match, isn't it?
Indeed.
When Kieran Young came out, which did in the end ultimately prove to be the difference maker. Followed by, who was it? Nathan Bryan, I think it was.
No, because then...
Oh, no, then Steve Taylor came out, my mistake.
Yeah, because what you told me was the reason why Kieran came out was because he was Thomas's partner in Born to Fly.
Born to Fly.
Because then they were attacking Martin.
Yeah.
And then you said that Steve was going to come out, and he did, right?
Yeah.
But then...
I mean, it may have made sense, to be honest, didn't it?
Yeah, but then, in a shocking turn of events... Nathan came out,
which surprised a lot of people, to be honest. And
then the odds came over, but then enter the Cannonball Boys wielding steel chairs,
and they got taken out quickly, but then they came right back in, didn't they?
Yeah.
So
and then Magic came in.
It's a very great sort of 1-2 sort of thing, isn't it?
Then Magic came in, right?
Magic Myers came in
when he wasn't looking, because I was like, "Oh God, it's Magic!" And then
I'm there, and Magic came out when no one knows him. He didn't go out to a theme song, he just walks out. So it was like, oh, he's there.
We make a perfect commentary team.
Oh, we're brilliant at this, aren't we?
Book this as a commentary team.
PWS commentary team, Mickey Alley and Tom Baker. Oh, man. We'd be class, wouldn't we?
Oh, definitely. And then, right, Drew, right?
Drew, yeah.
Chris Drew was saying stuff like, Pro Wrestling Subjective will burn to the ground, or Pro Wrestling Subjective belongs to us.
Yeah, something along those lines, yeah.
And then good God, it happened.
Right. Now, a theme hits, and you said to me, Tommy, I said, I have no idea. I've never heard the theme in my entire life. I've got no, right. There was no one backstage that had already been announced for the show. So I was thinking, so I was thinking, well, I've been backstage. So obviously, I was there for the doors open doing interviews, and I met all the people here. So I thought, well, I've not seen anyone here who could be a massive, surprise guest, And bear in mind, I thought Jesse Jones was out permanently because of his illness.
Yeah, which you mentioned at the start.
Yeah, and so when it came out, and they literally it was right now. There was half a second of silence when no one knew how to react, wasn't it? It was literally the camera was dead because no one had that, and then it erupted. It was literally
we
what?
Erupted.
We jumped out of our seats.
I was asking you whose theme was that, and you was like, you don't know. So then, right, we was looking.
I explained everything, but basically, I explained everything to you, got you up to date in about 3 seconds, and then you're like, "Oh my God!"
We both screamed, "Oh my God!" as the words Jesse Jones came on the screen. We both screamed our lungs out. Most of that pop was from us.
It was,
honestly.
to be honest. I mean, right now, I know that. You not seen Jesse Jones prior to that, had you?
The only time I have seen Jesse is from your interview back in the old days.
But I think it's more the fact that the history he has with PWS, and I'd seen it here, his final ever match against the judge at the station hotel in Dudley, with the Force Count anyway match, and I said after the match that was the greatest match in pro wrestling subject history that I'd ever seen. So then Steen come out, Superman punch or just normal punch, spear, clothesline. I was there thinking, oh my God. I mean, he looked great. I mean,
he looked amazing.
I mean, the reason he retired by the first time was because he was ill. So. And I know that when you get ill, obviously you don't stay ill forever. You do recover. But he looked amazing. I was thinking, oh my God, he looked like he looked ripped as hell, didn't he? He just looked amazing, basically.
Even the ring announcer John, he couldn't believe what
Stuart Summers.
Stuart, you told me it was...
I apologise to him.
Sorry, you told me it was John.
I didn't say John. I said Stuart Summers. You just misheard me.
You said John Stewart.
I said... No, I didn't. I said Stuart Summers. You misheard me.
Whatever.
I think that's our cue. So we'll wrap this up now because the lights have just died.
Oh, crap.
So, yeah, main event, brilliant. Jesse Jones returning, oh my fucking God. Mickey Ali, thank you very much for joining me. That's really appreciated. If you are here at the next show, maybe we can make it a regular thing after the show. We'd do a review together.
I'd absolutely love that.
That'd be great.
Love that.
So anyway, thank you for joining me to be my first guest on this wrestling review series. Massively appreciated.
Thank you, and don't forget to check out my channel and everything too.
You've got a YouTube thing?
Yeah, I got a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. We do K2.
Although it's not this type of setup.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's usually the other thing that I do.
Oh, but
basically I do poetry.
Yeah, poetry, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so there'll be links to Mickey's channel down in the description down below. My links will also be there for my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course my YouTube. You can subscribe, that'd be great. This was a mental show. I'll see you soon. Peace out.
Later.